right, so the question I have for you guys is, what do Tom Brady, Allen Iverson, J.J. Watt, Chris Humphries, Michael Vick, Pat Riley, what do they all have in common?
They're athletes.
They were all athletes. More specifically, they were multi-sport athletes, and they excelled at multiple sports that they did in high school. They didn't just focus on one. They played multiple. AI had chances to go D1 in college until he had some incidents in high school. Michael Vick was drafted by the Colorado Rockies and went to go play football. So these guys all were able to do multiple sports while still competing at the highest level in collegiate and in the pros. So what I'm here to talk about is how to persuade the audience to get kids to be more active in multiple sports. In today's day and age, we hear more and more about how we got to get the kids young, how we got to get them playing basketball right away in 3rd and 4th grade and get them in AAU teams and stuff like that. But I'm saying that we need to do the opposite, and that we need to be playing more and more sports of different types. So if you're a football player doing baseball in the fall or basketball, and the idea of this is because the activities allow them to be in different areas and get them to enjoy different sports. So what this does, it helps enjoy the sport and it has respect for all sports and develops new friendships and different skills that they wouldn't learn, and also it's healthier. It actually helps reduce the risk of injury. This right here is list of this right here was the Patriots Super Bowl team this year. And of the 53 men on their roster, 51 of them were multi-sport athletes in high school. Of the entire Super Bowl rosters for this past year, 94 of them, of the 106 athletes, were playing multi-sports in high school. First round draft picks in the NFL, these are the percentages. 91, 81, 88, 84% of the athletes that went in the first round, the top athletes of that year, played multiple sports in high school. So like it's a big deal. There is a lot of stuff that goes on in learning different skills when playing in different sports. So the problem we're having is that kids are being told that they need to specialize in school. A personal story for me was that in 2012, Virginia High School League passed a rule stating that high school coaches were allowed to begin doing off-season workouts all year round, which meant the week after the season ended, you have your dead week, and then you begin for the next season. So in January, we were installing formations and plays. We didn't play, our first game wasn't until the first day of September. Is that really necessary? Is that really going to be helpful? Versus, so what that ran for me is that I was a multi-sport athlete. I was doing track, and here I was trying to practice track, and I see them over here running plays and running formations, and I see defenses putting in blitz packages and everything else, and I'm like, well, I'm doing something else. I'm doing a different sport. I'm falling behind. So the pressure really became on to go to this one sport, even though the coaches are saying, go help Broadway win. You know, go do this, but we're going to go over here. We're going to be working and we're moving ahead without you. So that right there is kind of a big pressure. And I watched a lot of people give up these other sports to go focus on their one, whether it be basketball or baseball, so they can specify in this one sport. And what that happens is that they lose the passion for the game. I lost it. I had a chance to go play D2, walk on a D2 football, and I turned it down. I took a year off because I just could not, I didn't enjoy the sport anymore. I just didn't like what I was doing. It was just something that after 4 years of nonstop drills and running cones and sprints and just all this stuff, I could not do it anymore. I was just done with it. Another example of this was my sister was also her sophomore year in high school. She joined the AAU basketball team that went on ahead and won a national championship down in Orlando, Florida. The following year, she finished up her basketball career at the end of her junior year. She was burnt out. She didn't enjoy it. She gave up something that she loved, or she did something that she loved so much to the point that she no longer wanted to play. And even that, so studies are starting to show more and more now how the best athletes in the world are playing multiple sports, how they are active in different ways. So solutions to these is to get kids to participate in multiple sports. And what this allows, it allows kids to develop new friendships, and different skills outside of sports. According to State Champs, which is a high school recruiting form that allows you to get your name out, overlapping skill sets among sports helps younger multi-sport athletes to work on other abilities while they build their athletic strength. Communication skills, reading body language, muscle tone, and agility, name a few. Plus, the off-season time to compete instead of training means more on-field ability. They're getting more time on the field. So, if you're on the field, they say there's no experience like playing. So this right here will allow you to keep playing. Another example of this is to learn different skills is Steve McNeil. He is a 6'3", 320-pound nose tackle he now plays for the Jets. He just got traded in the past couple weeks. But he takes ballet on the side, which is funny when you don't see people of that size taking down Michael Vick, which kind of pains me as an Eagles fan, but you don't see that guy around really taking ballet. And what he said, this was an interview with CBS, talked about how taking ballet, he did so as a joke in college, his senior year, because he needed to fill credits, and he was just trying to try to pass his senior year. But it actually became something that helped out with his footwork and his speed and agility. And that has led to over 150 tackles in the NFL and 12 career sacks. So yeah, like doing different sports and finding different activities can help you out in your primary sport, even though they seem completely unrelated. Another thing is the different muscles being used in the sport. For me, I'm a shot putter. Doing this muscle right here, when I throw, I've had a lot of stress and pain in my elbow and my shoulder, so I have to mix it up. Without that, I would probably have torn my shoulder about 3 times over by now. It's just too much wear and tear on it. So on an interview with doing these, the same guy, on that same interview, he was talking about how ballet has strengthened his knees, ankles, and feet so much that he can feel the difference when he hasn't taken ballet in a while. So like it just shows like how much it has helped him. And into a study by the National Federation of High School Athletic Associations, states that specialized athletes are twice as likely to sustain gradual onset and repetitive use injury than athletes who do not specialize. And those who are specialized are more likely to sustain injury even when they are controlling the gender, grade, and previous injury with status of sport. So it's talking more and more about how the more you play that sport, the more risk you have, and why you need to be out there and using different muscles. So in conclusion, I just want to stress that as many of us out here are athletes, from soccer to baseball, track, basketball, all different sports are presented in this class. And as we are going on with life, and some of us may become coaches, some of us may become parents at one of these days, and we will have kids that we're going to be in charge of. I encourage you guys to keep pushing and allow kids to play multiple sports through high school, or middle school, high school, and all the way through. This right here is to keep them safe, develops new friendships and new skill sets, and it helps them respect and enjoy all the sports that they are playing. Thank you.